Hi, everybody. Hi, guys. I've got a new art project for you. I miss you. And we're going to read a book first, and then we have some painting to do. So, this book is called Only One You by Linda Kranz. Do you see all these little fish? Blub, blub, blub. Only one you. It's time, Papa said. I think it is, Mama agreed. Time for what? Adri asked. Papa's voice softened. To share some wisdom. Always be on the lookout for a new friend. Look for beauty wherever you are and keep the memory of it with you. Say, I know when I see beautiful things, I like to remember what I saw. I take a minute and really put it in my memory. Blend in when you need to. Stand out when you have the chance. Do you think this fish is blending in or standing out? She's standing out pretty well, isn't she? Find your own way. You don't have to follow the crowd. Look at all those fish. This fish says, I wonder what's over here. I'll go see. Know when to speak and know when to listen. Say, it's nice to have somebody to talk to, but it's also nice to listen to your friend. No matter how you look at it, there is so much to discover. Look at all those pretty fish. They're all a little different, aren't they? If you make a wrong turn, circle back. If something gets in your way, move around it. Uh-oh, there's a little worm on a hook. But these fish are going, oh man, I'll just go right around. Set aside some quiet time to relax and reflect every day. See, this little fish is taking a moment. He's just thinking to himself, having a quiet moment with himself. Maybe he's thinking about something beautiful he saw earlier today, or maybe he's thinking about a friend, or maybe he's just letting the water drift in and out of his gills. Appreciate art. I think we do pretty good at that, don't we? We're very appreciative of art at our school. It's all around you, it says. That's true. Make wishes on the stars in the nighttime sky. Wow, look at all those beautiful stars in the sky. Have you ever made a wish on a star? You look at the star and you think of something you really hope for, and you kind of say it to yourself. That's how you make a wish. Thank you for listening, Mama said. We hope you will remember. Papa winked and whispered, "We know this is a lot for you to think about." Adri did a backward somersault and smiled. He was excited to go into the world with what he had just learned. "Wait for me," he shouted to his friends. Look at all his friends. He's got lots of friends. They all look pretty snazzy, don't they? Lots of different kinds of fish. But all of them are beautiful, aren't they? It says, "Wait for me." Before he swam away, he turned back to his parents and said, "I'll remember." Mama kissed Adri on the top of his head. Mwah. "There's only one you in this great big world," she said. Make it a better place. And I don't know if you know that, but that's what we can do every day. Just by being ourselves, we can make it a better place. Because we're pretty wonderful. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but all of these little fish are actually rocks that someone painted. These are just regular old rocks that someone picked up off the ground and then used paint to make them look like little fish. And I thought, we can do that. Here, I'll show you how. Now, another cool thing about this is that we can take the rocks that we paint and bring them to school when it's time to go back to school, which is coming up pretty soon. And we can put them in our school garden. So if you paint a rock and you bring it to school, I'll make sure I cover it with some stuff so the paint won't wash off. And we can put all of our rocks in our garden space at school, out on the playgrounds. Now this one is kind of big, but you can use any size you want. This is one that I found in my yard that used to be painted, and all the paint came off from the sun and the wind and the rain. So I'm going to paint it again, and I'm going to make this look like my little fish. See? All right. The first thing I'm going to do is get all my stuff together, and I've kind of already done that. I've got a glass of water so I can wash my paintbrush. I've got two different paintbrushes. I've got kind of a big one that's for big spaces that I want to paint, and I've got a little one, and that one's for when I want to do small things like eyes and fins and things like that. I've got a paper towel so I can dry off my brush on my paper towel. I've got a paper plate so that when I'm painting my rock, I don't get it all over the table. And I've got some paint. I've got one color for every color in the rainbow. The first thing that I want to do is I'm going to take a marker or a pencil or a crayon or anything that you can find, and we're going to draw out what we think we want on our fish first. We want it to look like, and then I'll paint it in. So I'm going to start with an eye. I'm going to make a nice big fish eye. And 2 circles. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to make some lips. And I'm going to make my lips look kind of like a little heart. Now fish, when they breathe underwater, they have gills that are on the side of their face. And those kind of look like if you're doing a backward C or like half a circle. So I'm going to start up above the eye and go down here. And this opens and shuts and makes sure the fish can breathe. Fish also have some fins on the side. So I'm going to make a little fin. It's kind of like a triangle, a little bit. And these are his fins. Flip flap. And then I'm going to make this little bumpy part up here. I'm going to pretend that that's a fin too. And of course he needs a little tail. So I'm going to make a little tail fin. There. Look at that little guy. Blub, 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 blub. Now I have to get him nice and colorful. Yes. Okay. This is the fun part. You can paint him however you want. I'm going to start with some red. I love red. And I think I'm going to paint his body red. So here we go with my paint. I'm going to dip, dip, dip. And put a little paint on. I'm using Crayola washable paint, but you can use any kind of paint. If you want it to stick really good and you're confident in your abilities, you could always use acrylic. But sometimes acrylic gets kind of messy on things and doesn't come off very well. So this, I like this washable because then if I make a mistake, I can always turn it around. Take it off a little bit and turn it around. Just like in the story. If you get into trouble, just turn around and try again. There. Now, look at that red fish. All right. I'm going to make his face yellow, I've decided. But look at my brush. It's got paint on it, so I need to give this guy a bath. So I put it in my water and swish around and maybe go up and down. Swish, 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 up and down. Look at my water's turning pink. Get him nice and clean. Do this on the side a little bit, get some of the water off. See how clean my brush is now? Dry him off a little bit on the table. And I'm going to get some yellow. So, here we go. Dip, dip, dip. Yellow. Hopefully when it dries it will look a little bit more yellow. But if I don't like it, I can go back and change it later. How nice that is. There we go. You know what fish say? They can say, or they could go blub, blub, blub. All right, I've got some yellow on there, and I think this will look more yellow when it's dry. So I gotta wait for it to dry a little bit. And then maybe I can do another coat. I don't know. But what color should I do his lips? I think purple. Okay, but what do I need to do first? Gotta wash my brush. Wash, wash, wash. Boop, boop, boop. Now I'm going to use my little brush for the lips because my lips are kind of little and this brush is too big. So I'm going to pick a different brush. I'm going to use a little brush and I'm going to do purple. Dip, dip, dip. Here we go. Fish lips. And I'm going to do some purple on his tail fin too. So I'm going to just do some purple stripes on his tail fin. And rinse, rinse, rinse. Dab, dab, dab. Green, green, green. Do a nice big green eye. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. That looks pretty good. And maybe a little green with the purple here. Green, green, green. And I also want to say, you don't have to make a fish. If you want to make something else, you can. If you just want to paint it a beautiful rainbow color, that's okay. It's going to look wonderful. And it'll be all yours in our garden. You'll be able to pick it out because it won't be like anybody else's. It'll be just you. I haven't used orange yet. I'm going to do some orange, maybe right in his eye. Be a green and orange eye. And have some orange fins. Oh, I don't have any blue. I like to use all the colors. So I'm going to use some blue. Put some blue on his fin. I'll show you what I have so far. Blub, 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 blub. And I think I'm going to do some spots. So I like that. I'm not going to leave them plain. I'm going to do some spots. Dab, 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 dab. Ooh, that looks cool. Yeah, do you like that? I'm going to do some polka dots. And you can do stripes, and you can do lots of things like that. And when you bring it to school, I'm going to give it a little coat of stuff so that the water won't wash it off, and it'll be able to go outside in our garden. So, I'll see you later.